one.
Yeah.
Nice. Be cool to catch one, Nekoosa.
How many have you gotten in the last couple days?
Well, this is 51.
51.
Look at this. This is the DNR shock boat. So they're shocking for, and look at the eagles. They know, they know what's going on. Oh, that's an osprey, right?
Yeah.
So what they're doing, they're using electricity, and the fish show up on top. Those are the wires, and then they study them. They get them out. They measure them. They weigh them, and this is how they find out how strong the population is. So what's the biggest walleye of today?
Today we've only caught one so far. We're targeting Flathead Catfish.
Flathead Catfish. That's what he's targeting
Try the rock
too.
pile, that's where we're going right now. They've been catching a lot right out in front of the, you go to the north end of the park there, they're up in there, they were up in there pretty good lately.
Is that what you guys are looking for?
We're getting, well, we're going for channels, but we've been getting flatheads up there too. Oh, there's a lot of them up by the mill too. Flathead? Really? You
Hear
get any
that,
other
Nekoosa?
fish?
41 inches, almost 40 pounds.
How do you just target flatheads with that then?
Just the way that the electricity is going into the water, we're
Really?
pretty much just hitting flathead. It's a certain method.
How about you just zap all the carp and kill them all?
Yeah, surprisingly, this is not shocking carp. It's just a flathead. Sometimes the channel get a little stunned.
Really? I had a client catch a big flathead last year out here.
Yeah.
68 pounds.
Oh, wow.
That was one on the lake. That was over 40 inches. Alright, thanks guys, you too. You want to go up there then?
2 hours later.
Yeah.
Nice.
Those are so cool looking.
Be cool to catch one, Nekoosa.
How many have you gotten in the last couple days?
Well, this is 51.
51. Man, too bad you weren't checking for channel cats. You couldn't count how many of them things were in there.
Typically, we use hoop nets for channel catfish.
Yeah.
Normally we do 1 or 2 flowages each.
I talked to you when you were in the Elbow a couple springs ago, I think. Yeah, because you said that, or I talked to there was a couple other people, they said that there was one area there was so full of carp they were going to move the net, and then the other one was so full of panfish too in one area.
I wonder if that was in the spring survey.
It was in the spring.
That could have been just me.
He said the one, he goes, see that big, there was water was swirling above the net, he goes, we got to move this net, there's too many carp here. They're spawning us, you know, too, in the river, splashing everywhere.
Do you mind if we just peek with the camera inside the...
Oh, you want the fish up again?
No, if I just reach the camera in.
Just stand up.
Oh, the water's kind of milky chocolate.
This is terrible.
Yeah, you're not gonna
This is catfish, yeah, this is... Is that the biggest one you got recently?
No, they got we got a 40-pounder on Tuesday. 41 inches. 41 inches.
That's what that one was, almost 40, 46 or 47 inches, weighed 68 pounds. That was a hog. We couldn't get it in a boat, so I had to stick both my hands in his mouth. Then we grabbed him by the belly and brought him in. But his head was as big around as what this net was. I couldn't even get his head in the net at all. It was huge.
We're trying to figure out when they brought him in.
Really? Man, let's see. I first started catching them. I lived here my whole life. I lived on the river here for 35 years, and probably, I'd say a good 10 years ago, we just started catching them here and there. But you'd catch them up by the mill, and they're only like 18, 19 inches long.
The first one, the first stuff we've seen documented.
Okay, yeah.
Up there. At the same time, they brought in sheepset.
Really?
Sheepset are new here too.
Man, they go out on the lake, you want them. You can't even throw a crawler on the bottom.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks guys.
We're from the planet, brought the sheepset right at the same time.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Planted them in here? Oh. Really? You think they come over like all the sturgeon too? You think they come over the dams and through? Really? Huh. I thought they're up in Wausau too. No? You catch a lot of those ones up by the mill there. Some of them are gigantic. And you go on the north end of the lake and you see them jumping everywhere. Yeah, because you'll catch some small ones, so little tiny sturgeon, and then you'll catch some that you don't even get into the boat half the time.
We just got sturgeon.
Really? Well, there's some on the lake that are probably pushing 5-footers.
Yeah, we can 51. That'd be our first fish stock.
Really? Those are nice too. I got one on Bago last year. Spirit was 75 pounds. Ready? All right.
2 hours later.
How do you're tagging them then? What's the ones with a? That's a eater. It's like I went on Castle Rock. Actually, I had a client catch one in Castle Rock, a channel cat. They had a zip tie tag in its top fin.
Really?
Yeah, it's gold like checkered gold and blue. Unless somebody did that.
Yeah. Huh. It's not something that we put in.
Or is it no?
Yeah. What color were those Cabela's tags you guys put in? The blaze orange.
This was like a gold and blue checkered. It was right on top of where their top spine is. It was clipped right in through there. Just one of them small zip ties is all it was.
I don't know.
What species was it?
Channel cat. About an 8-pounder.
Up here.
No, it was on Castle Rock.
We did a bunch of Cabela's in the Cabela's fishing tournament out there.
Weren't they
Yeah.
orange?
Yeah, they were orange. I thought they were orange.
Or were they yellow?
2 years ago, we'd take a bunch of fish for Cabela's fishing contests out there.
Is that what that?
That's probably what that was.
Probably worth $1 million if we threw it back.
They were. They were. Why did you report that number? And you
There is no, you
couldn't.
couldn't. There's no number or anything on it. Just like a plain zip tie, but it was like checkered kind of.
This had a number on who to contact and everything.
Really? I have to remember that. Is that the? You guys get any more? Just that one there?
Oh, we got 2 right out of this tree up here.
Really?
And then just that other one that you guys had seen.
Oh.
Did they close that
Lubaka,
gate?
watch your. No, the one chute is wide open.
It's
Yeah. Watch your. Yeah, it's pretty bad when you can't. You throw a crawler up there by the mill and the catfish don't hit. Usually you don't even dare set your rod down.
What is your name?
Jesse, Wally. I have Ellen Greenwater Walleyes Guide Service.
We thought that was you.
Groundwater today.
Yeah, this is terrible. This is the first time I've seen the river this dirty in 15 years. The lake yesterday was it was terrible on the lake. Well, it doesn't help that we got 3 inches of rain one day and another 1.5 inches the next day. Yeah, I wish I went through. I don't have that big one on. I wish I had that. We caught that trolling. You guys would freak if you seen that. It's huge.
Did you put it on Lake Link at all?
Yeah, I got it on there. I have it on my Facebook page too. There's a guy in a red sweatshirt holding it up. Matter of fact, he works for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service out of the Nekoosa Wildlife Refuge. Yeah, that was a dandy. I couldn't believe that. I said, "Oh, here's your 30-inch walleye." We're fighting it. Also, it started bubbling and it came up, and we're all like, "Holy cow, what's that?" I mean, you couldn't put his head in a 5-gallon bucket. That's how big. I mean, it was huge. Do you shock below Petenwall Dam too down there?
We haven't.
I see they're catching a few of them down there. I see one guy holding probably a 30-pounder up the other day.
Yeah, we had flatheads for years in the Kilburn flowage. That's the farthest north they've been.
Really?
Until somebody stocked them somewhere up through here.
Yeah, probably about 10 years ago, we were fishing in a tournament and I caught one. I was like, what the hell's that thing?
That's when we started noticing them too. And that
Yeah.
sheepshead turned up the same time.
Yeah, they were, boy, they're getting huge. They're getting like Green Bay ones out on the lake now.
So I figure the same guys must have brought them over from the Wolf River or Fox River. Sheepshead and flatheads in the same same well.
Did you shock last year for flatheads here too? No.
It's the
The
first
first
time
time we've ever done it.
That's cool.
experimental.
Experimental. Because one year that we were fishing FLW here, they were shocking the day before up there, right where the rock bar is, like in front of Kevin's bait shop, and they were shocking all that. And then they took them fish down to the tank down there, and they kept those fish and the release fish alive to see which, they did like a test on them there. But man, that was amazing.
That was the walleye tournament.
Oh, they're really.
I was doing that.
Man, oh man, talk about fish floating in the river. That was in the spring. Wow, that was just, I never seen that many carp before
That was
floating.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah,
6 years ago.
it was in April.
Yeah, because we had these pens set up down by
Adams County Park there out
by
front.
the park.
Yeah.
It was a mortality study for the tournament.
We were up here pre-fishing. It was more fun watching all the different species of fish floating down there.
Yeah, that was for me.
They do the nets this spring out here? No,
Next year.
next year. Can't you thump every one of them carp that come up?
If it would make a difference,
I don't think it would.
it wouldn't. But if, yeah.
Look at that carp shoot.
What's that?
Look at the carp shoot they just had out here. They don't even, people, oh, that's got to put a dent in them. I said, 300 fish ain't going to hurt this. What's your biggest fish out here that you guys got?
For flats?
No, you get big muskies or any big walleyes?
We've gotten a couple 49s.
Ooh.
And different for walleyes, I don't remember, 28s, 29s.
Really?
We don't see much over
Yeah, there's a lot.
Many.
There's a lot of 24 to 27 inch fish. they look like they're 30 inches when they come to the boat. Then you
Yeah.
measure it and you're like, it's only 27 inches, but it's a football.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely has helped out here. That slot limit is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's interesting when guys will say they can't catch any illegals, and then you read your reports and it's like, oh yeah,
It's
43 slots a day.
Yeah, I get emails every week saying that people lived here on the lake for 30 years and they're saying that it's fished out. I said it's impossible. And then I had one guy email the other day. He said, if we finally caught 3 keepers the other day off our dock, I said, there's no way you're going to fish this lake out. So the day that this gets fished out is the day Petenwell Dam goes out and they go all the way into Castle Rock. Same thing with crappies. Everybody's worried about the crappies being fished out. Oh my God, there are so many crappies in here.
Yeah, once those years class, they're going to disappear for a little while.
Yeah, they're all, the last 3 years they've been like 12, 12 and a half, 12,
Yeah,
12
once the
and a
year
half.
class is gone, that'll be it for quite a while.
Yeah, and then them big ones, every once in a while you get them 14s and 15s anymore. Where you don't, you get a few here and there, but now like on Castle Rock, there's tons of those 8, 9, 10, I mean tons of them. You guys done for the day?
We got a couple more stations.
I'm trying to think of some other spots where Are you going downriver at all?
Wrap down by Plank Hill.
Yeah, if you go down, like you know where 10 Mile comes out there, and where you can see where the tornado, the north side of 10 Mile, all them big trees are in. You catch them there too in the springtime.
We shocked there yesterday. We got the flows might be affecting them a little
So,
bit. Yeah, but we hammered them on the riprap below Plank Hill and
Really?
below Lynn Creek there.
Wonder why they must be just sitting on them rocks feeding them.
Yeah,
Aren't they? Do they eat crayfish or are they just like a meat?
they'll eat anything.
They'll eat it. Really?
Yeah, we had a 36-incher on Tuesday that had the tail of about a 20-inch channel cat sticking out of its throat.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
Because you'll catch walleyes like last summer. I noticed that in Petenwell. You'll catch 19-inch walleyes. They'll have small walleyes in there. They'll eat smaller walleyes. I tried telling a guy that one day. He's like, "That's impossible." I said, "No." We caught one, and the tail of a walleye was hanging out of it. And I said, "Check that tail out." He goes, "You're right." He goes, "Oh, them are perch." I said, "No, they're not. Those are walleyes."
That one channel we just, or that flathead we just released, I got big hands. I put my whole fist in its mouth.
Man, you think with them, I suppose they use willow cats on the Mississippi all the time. They don't bother a walleye for smashing one of them.
There's another crew that does this on the Fox quite a bit.
There's got to be a lot of cats
And
in there.
they have seen flatheads that have come in with pectoral spines in their bellies poking because they've swallowed a catfish and they
Ooh.
got their pectoral
That's got to be a little rough.
spines still poked out.
What's with the boom? We used to, when I was a kid, you used to never catch that many. I mean, you get a few channel cats, but man, the last 10 years, holy cow. It's insane with them out here.
Yeah, they exploded.
How many did you get on the Fox? That's got to be a lot. Because you can't, I mean, you catch them there all the time in the fall, and you catch them there in the spring a lot, too. Up in De Pere, or are they in Oshkosh?
They're actually down.
Oh, down from that? Because you catch them in De Pere in the springtime, too. Them things are huge. I figured you guys would get more in here. Wonder if they're out on, they gotta be some areas out in the lake where there's a whole pile of them.
I would think so. All that mud and stumps
Yeah.
hanging out.
Are you guys gonna fish around here? 'Cause
No. We're gonna get out of here. It's too cruddy. It's terrible. I told those guys, so when you throw a crawler on the bottom up by the mill, usually you can't even, you just throw it out and let it sit and those catfish will slam it.
Don't forget to subscribe.